Hey, what's up? Welcome to my Please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. So I want to come and talk to you guys about Derrick Jaxn, right? I wanted to talk to you about him briefly again, and I also wanted to talk to you about Martel Holt because this basically is a two for one with these two characters. They the same person. So anyway, let's start with Derrick Jaxn and one of the things that I noticed. So a lot of people are coming after his wife, right? A lot of people are saying like, okay, look, she hopped on here with a bonnet and a sweater. I think one person even told me she didn't have a broom. And people were just clowning the fact that she wasn't did up and dressed up and stuff like that while making this video with her husband. So some people looked at that as a means to justify or say, like, I understand why he was cheating now. This is what I want to tell you about that man. Number one, in that video, what I seen is a battered woman. The way that it came off to me is he came, told her, here, I need you to get up. Spare the moment, did not give her time for preparation. Said, no, here, get up. Let's make this video right now. This is what I need and want you to say. Like, coaxed her on that. And it's also even possible that he told her, don't get dressed up, put this stuff on, because I want you to look as homely and as relatable or something as possible. Like, tricked her in that way. And the reason why he would want to do that is because, number one, he don't give a damn about her to a degree, right? It's all about him. He's a narcissist, only care about himself. But I personally believe that he even looked at it like, I want her to show up like this so it will take steam from off me, and so people that will look at her and excuse my cheating. And guess what? You have women out there who would look at his wife and be like, well, he with that. Yeah, I see why he was cheating. I look way better than her. I know I could get him if she got him. That was another reason why he had her show up on camera like that. Because in his mind, y'all gonna make the excuse and justify him cheating for him. Yeah, look, she's in a bonnet. She's in a sweater. She's dressed down. She's not even dressed up. He deserved better than that. He could do better than that. And y'all fell right into that tactic at hand. But the other thing that I looked at, like I said, it seemed like to me he forced her to come straight way. If you paid attention to the way that he was holding her hand, and the other reason why she might be dressed like that, let's say she has been dressing like this on an everyday basis in her bonnet and like that. Well, then once she got children and we going through a pandemic, outside ain't even open up. What is she really getting dressed for any damn way? And who are y'all that just because she about to sit on her couch to address her cheating husband for the public, like who are y'all that she needed to get dressed up for? So I also look at that. But even minus that, she could clearly be going through depression. I've suffered through depression before and stuff. No, you don't feel like and do not care to do your hair, to get dressed, to put on makeup and stuff like that. No, that's not going to be something that you want to do. And then the fact that what she was coming on camera for, I'm quite sure that even more made her feel like, why would I get dressed? Like, this isn't a good, exciting thing I'm about to come on camera for. I'm about to come on camera because this dude wants me to come to help him look good and say that, oh, we okay. Like, and I'm about to get dressed up to do that. Like, no. So, I did not watch the entire video, but from what I did see, he coached her and he was holding her hand tight as hell. And to me, the look he was giving her was a, you better say exactly what I told you to say. You better get up here and talk good, or when we turn this camera off, I'm gonna beat your ass. That's what it seemed like to me. Like, he was holding her hand pretty aggressively, and like the way he was intensely looking at her was in a sense of like, you bet not mess this up for me. You better stick to the script. So I personally feel like y'all focus on the wrong damn thing. Y'all looking at how this woman is dressed, ignoring the fact that he's a jerk. It don't matter how she dressed. That don't take away from her being his wife. That don't take away from her being a mother of his kids. That don't take away from her beauty. That don't take away from the fact that he is a jerk who stepped out on his wife. So please stop doing that, especially y'all other women. Like, y'all supposed to be women. Y'all supposed to be uplifting and building your sisters up, especially when they going through something this tragic. And it's sad what she's going through, and we shouldn't wish that on anyone in the world. And if my man was out making videos about being this great husband, but he been out cheating on me for all this time, my intuition knows it, but he's been beating and breaking me down to the point to where my self-esteem is low and stuff like that, who would be giving him some ass? How sexy is you gonna feel, and how much love making you gonna want to make with your husband and looking good for him if when you were doing all that he was still out roaming the streets like a stray dog? So like, even if she did turn into this, I totally understand why. But anyway, so she's going through a lot. We need to rally and support her. That dude is a narcissist. He is using her as a human shield to try and protect himself as much as he possibly can. And she's under a lot of mental and emotional stress, abuse, and stuff like that. But let's carry on to Martel Holt. You know what's going on with Martel Holt? Because this doofus, right? He regrets losing his wife because men are greedy. They want the buffet. I mean, they want to be out at the buffet in the streets, but they still want their caviar that's at home. They still want that home cooked meal. He's greedy, and I think that Martel thought the fact that they have been together so long, the fact that she's young, well, was young when they got together, in love. The fact that they had so many children, the fact they had all these businesses together, and the fact that he feels he looks so freaking great and stuff, he thought she would never leave him. He thought, okay, yeah, she's not going out here. She got all these kids. We got these businesses together. She won't mess the finances up and all that. I think he looked at all these things as safety nets and blockages that would keep her from walking out that door. So I think the fact that she finally did walk is like a shock to him. I think he was never prepared for it. Is not being able to take the aftermath of it, because we know his finances and business and stuff like that is all jacked up, where hers is still continuing on. I look at the fact that he is very upset that he's left with his 20%, because Melanie was the 80%, this chick was the 20%. I think he's very upset that he's left with her, because as he very well know, a chick complimenting you and bowing to you and sucking you off ain't gonna help you in your business and finances, ain't gonna help you raise your kids, ain't gonna make up all these other things that it take to make a happy and healthy life and lifestyle. So I think he's very pissed that he stuck with that. And what we seeing with him is him sitting in the fact like, dang, I just screwed all this up, and being pissed that he can't get her back. What people tend to do is deflect, and since they don't want to just have to hold all the weight and blame themselves to be like, I screwed this up, he wants to nitpick and say no. Since he can't sit in the fact like, I'm really just the idiot who messed all this up, he wants to shift some type of blame to Melanie. And that is why he keeps having this tug of war going back and trying to make her wrong in some type of way, because he feel like that will at least get him some type, even if it ain't true, he feel like that will at least get him some type of peace to be like, okay, yeah, everything's screwed up for me, but it ain't all my fault. She's actually the one who's doing this to me. I didn't do it to myself. When truth is, he did it to himself. He can't handle that reality and that truth of it, that he did this to himself. And that is why he keep wanting to make her out to be a cheater. That's why he keep wanting to say that, well, she wasn't satisfying me, she wasn't making me happy. He want to try and make her share blame. So number one, he was trying to use that as a way to get her back. If I can make her think she did something wrong, that she messed up too, that will make her be more lenient and forgiving on me for my mess up, and I could get her back. Same as what Derrick Jaxn doing, with y'all helping him do that. If I can tell her, if y'all telling her, his Derrick Jaxn wife, you not dressing or looking the part to keep a man faithful and keep a man at home, that shifts some of the blame off of me, and that'll make her, without me even having to be the one to tell her, yeah, you weren't doing what you're supposed to do to keep your man at home. It's your fault, which will make it easier for her to forgive him. That's the other reason why Derrick Jaxn made his wife show up on camera in a bonnet, sweater, and all that. So she can feel like it's partly her fault, and she'll be more apt to forgive him. And so y'all will feel like y'all can outdo his wife, so he can still get y'all too. But anyway, so Martel is just stuck in that, and it's so sad the tactics Martel is willing to go through. It's like you have already hurt Melanie tremendously, and due to the fact you can't handle the consequences of it and you're hurting, you are trying to hurt her even more. Like, where's the decency in you that'll be like, crap, I really screwed this up. I really hurt my wife. Let me, if not try and fix it, leave her alone, not cause her any more type of pain. Instead, we have Martel Hart having meltdowns left and right because his money is screwed up. He's stuck with his 20%, what he called her, a peasant. Oh, in the Orange this episode. He's stuck with Miss Peasant Orange. You know what I'm saying? First name Peasant, last name Orange. He's stuck with her, who he's now going to try and use. But this is what men do. Just so y'all mistresses know, when you're dealing with a man who won't leave his wife, that's because he wants her, and he wants her in that position. He don't want you in her shoes, okay? He wants you exactly where you at, off on the side, pleasing him when he needs a de-stressor. Since Melanie has left, he's now going to go ahead and be with 20%, because it's like, I've screwed up my life for the 20% Miss Peasant Orange, so I might as well be with Peasant Orange, and that'll probably piss my wife off even more, hurt her even more, and make it seem like, okay, I didn't lose that bad. Like, okay, well, I'm sticking with it, so it's worth it. It's basically just a safe face. He's gonna deal with Peasant Orange to save face, and as we see now, he's gonna go, because before he was dead set against her being on show. He wouldn't bring up her name, any of that. Well, it showed on this episode him talking on the phone with her. So they are going to introduce her into the show, and I think he's finally willing to do that because he looked at it like, this is a way for me to get at Mel. You get what I'm saying? But I believe Mel is supposedly leaving the episode, but I think he's also upset because, you know, one of his business things, I know it ended up crashing and burning. The person has said, like, look, we're not moving forward with you, with everything that you're going through. Well, Mel, she's still moving forward in her particular businesses. And then we also know he asked Mel for 15% of one of her businesses. And Mel just purchased that home. Well, leasing that home, whichever one, it doesn't matter. She leasing, or she got a new home that she's staying in, residing in. She changed one of her businesses names, or about to launch, open a new business, whatever it is that she's doing with that. So Mel is still making moves. She didn't ask for alimony. She didn't ask for child support. So I believe Martel is upset about that as well, because she mentioned today that her lawyer told her that he ain't got no lawyer. So his finances is struggling. Hers seem to be still doing well. And I think he also might be mad about that. If y'all remember back last year, I did that review and I told y'all, I said Melanie is lining up her ducks and she's planning her exit. So I smell a couple of hidden accounts that she had opened up, hidden investments that she had opened up. She's doing all right. Where he, on the other hand, can't even afford to keep a lawyer. So I think part of him is pissed off about that, especially since the finance is one of the reasons why he felt she would never go, because he felt she needed him. And now he realizes, no, she never needed you. You the one who needed her. Y'all made the businesses together, but she can do without you. She was the brains behind the operation. You can't go and repeat that without Mel. That's another reason why he's so bitter and pissed. Because what I tell y'all, even in the videos that I made when I was talking about Mistress not having nothing. Remember what? Go look back at them other two videos that I did about marriage, love, and Huntsville, whatever it's called. He now realizes she never needed him. She can build and do all this again without him. And that she was with you out of pure love, because she loved you. It wasn't because, and she would stay with you out of pure love. It wasn't because she needed you. She was the brains. She can do this 100 times. You needed her ultimately, and I think that has him pissed and furious, and he is directing all his anger towards her, because that is what us as humans do. We love to play the blame game. We need someone else to blame for why we screwed up or why our life is messing up. So he's directing that towards his wife because he don't want to have to hold the blame himself. Um, we see that he lets us know every chance he gets to, in front of the camera, on one side, I love this woman, I want to be with this woman, I don't want us to break up. But then when he see that he's not getting closer to getting her, or that she's continuing on with the divorce proceedings, then he lash out. And now, I didn't need you, I don't want you. I'm this girl over here satisfy me. He lashes out at her because he's so pissed on her. He realizing, like, okay, I can't have her, I can't get her, she's not taking me back. So then he's just creating a bigger divide. He wants to be her enemy then, in that sense. Like, if I can't have you and love you and we be together, then I want to be at war with you. I want to be your enemy then. Like, that's the approach that he's taking. And the sad part is, if he would have from the beginning of the divorce proceedings stuck with the literally bowing down, working to get his family back, being respectful, doing the things that he knew he should have been doing back then, truly trying to better himself as a man, as a husband, as a human being, because the things that we're seeing him do with this lashing out of his wife, that's a character flaw. Okay? That's a character flaw. And it's just sad and pitiful. There's just the type of human being he is. He's not a good man at all, or father. So if he would have stuck though with those things, he probably would have had her back by now. The fact that you know how a person truly is, and you want to see how they truly is when you're not giving in to them and giving them what they want. So I'm glad that she didn't fold, because he showed us time and time again, oh, you won't give me what you want, I'm willing to throw you under the bus. I'm willing to try and cut you and hurt you as deeply as I can. He's willing to do all that. And this is what I'm looking at though with this dumb mistress. He called you a peasant then, but you ain't seen him all through this episode talk about how, and his actions show it. Even when he was talking on the phone, he kind of hit it to the fact that he regrets knocking you up and dealing with you, right? He kind of admitted that. But all through this season, he's basically been telling us that. Even back then, he was on camera, which I wonder if the mistress gonna be a dummy and be like, well, right, he was only showing all that up for the camera to pretend like he wanted her. But he was telling us, I want my wife. I'm trying to work things out with my wife. Mel, come on, let's be back together. Mel, I miss you. Mel, this is the other. Like, he's telling her, I never want to lose my wife. I only want to be with my wife. This is that other. So if she watches this and sees, like, he wanted his wife, the only reason why he's with you and dealing with you is because he could not get her back. How is the mistress going to feel about that? The fact that he has been ashamed and embarrassed to tell people not only that you exist, but that he has you knocked up. He's ashamed and embarrassed about that. He don't want you. You were something to do on the side. You were the 20% that ain't gonna be able to become 80%. And trust me, now that he's lost Mel, and you seem to be so geeked and happy because now you finally think you're gonna be in Mel's shoes, right? Um, he's gonna dog you out. I doubt if he ever gonna marry you. If he did, it's only gonna be to make sure that he locks something down to be his rock for him to be able to stand tall on. Chick, that's what you are. You're his something to stand tall on. So he can make sure that he got something under him, catering to him. But so if he did, it'd only be because of that. But anyway, he's going to mess around with other women. And like Mallory said, it's already with other women he was messing with anyway. And there's not going to be any trust. There's already no trust in what y'all got going on. Which is why he asked you for a DNA test. Which is why he said we ain't together 24/7, because he know with his wife, right? They wasn't together 24/7, and he was around there messing with this side, during some of those times where they weren't together. So he already don't trust you. He will never give you the same respect or put you as the same value as Mel was, and that's even if he did marry you. He's never going to give you that. And you should look at the fact, if Mel was his first love, Mel was his first wife. Mel was the mother of all his children, and his first child, first mother of his children. And if he would turn around and go sour like this towards her, what do you think he would do to you? Especially when you're not looking at the fact, the reason why he going sour towards her because he can't have her anymore. So what do you think he was gonna do to you when you're not even what he originally wanted? Because if he did, he would have been left Mel and divorced her and been with you. So you a whole clown out here. A whole clown out here. Um, and but that's what Mel is doing. He's going through a meltdown because he's struggling. He's struggling financially. He don't know what to do with himself. He he hurting. I'm glad that Mel is released from him. I'm glad that she's going doing her own thing. And I just feel so bad for her and those children that he is pitting the children in the middle of this, lying and using the children to lie on her. Like, them kids are gonna grow up. They're gonna resent him for that. But I'm glad that she seems to be in a healthy place, that she seems to be in a healthy place mentally and emotionally, and she seems to be stable still, although she's done went through this divorce. And I know that she moved back and forth for a minute from Atlanta to there, but she seems to be stable, and hopefully Martel can get it together and get out his feelings, mature and grow, put his children first. In that therapist that he got, to me, I'm not really feeling that therapist. It seemed like that therapist to me is trying not to hold Martel foot to the fire too much because he want to make sure that that check keep coming in. I think he don't want to push Martel too hard because he know Martel is fragile, messy, and a little bitch. So he tiptoes around Martel, so Martel will keep coming to him, which is truly sad. No, he needs real help. And I mean, maybe he does need to be handled with kid gloves regardless, but it seemed like a lot of the therapists handling of him with kid gloves is not because of his fragility, but because he want to make sure that check keep coming in that Martel gives him from coming to see him. Martel is most definitely 100% the type of person, if my therapist cannot be honest and truthful with me, if he does, I'm taking my money. If he tries to hold me accountable, try and give me any blame, isn't taking my side. Martel seems 100% like the type of person who's like, nope, I'm never seeing him again. Ain't gonna shop around for a therapist that's gonna tell him what he wants to hear. That's how I take him as, and I think that that therapist knows it. So that therapist is not giving him therapy to the full capacity that he should be. That's what I'm gonna say about that. I think he a good therapist. I just think he's holding back to keep a check coming. Now, is there anything else about Derrick and Martel that I want to say? I think that that's it. Y'all give me your thoughts. I believe that she's. Oh, let me tell you about this chick, Tish. I don't like Tish. Tish is so freaking fake and phony. She's miserable. She's jealous. She immature. Um, the only reason why she turned around at the event and wanted to go kiss up to Mel is because when she found out that there was some type of drama that had taken place and that Martel basically was about to try and dog her, she wanted to be nosy, which is why she wanted to try and get Martel to talk. Right? She wanted Martel to dog Mel. She wanted to hear exactly what he had to say so she could use those as triggers against Mel. But when her husband shut it down, so she wasn't able to get all the deets that she wanted, now I'm gonna go ahead and make it with Mel. She perceives Mel to be in a weakened position, going through all this drama. And it's not that she want to be there for her. It's that she wants to know firsthand what all is going on so she can go gossip with her mama, so they can take jabs, so they can know where to pick at and all that type of stuff. And she's getting the fulfillment out of it. Like, okay, the person who I've been so jealous of and bitter towards, yeah, she's going through some stuff. She's unhappy. She's hurt now. So she can gloat in it, basically. So she can gloat in it. So I don't like that. If you pay attention, after she went and made this fake makeup with Mel, which was only, like I said, because of the drama that's going on, when they went out and was speaking, she was smirking and laughing at what Mel was telling her. And it's sad and pathetic, and she a weak chick. And then she get up in there in that confessional talking about, well, that's my sister, so I want to be there for her, and all this type of stuff. No, since you feel like she's weak and lacking in life, you look at it like, okay, it's more able to stomach because now I feel like I'm doing 10 times better than her, and it makes you feel better about your own weak ass self, especially since you jealous, been miserable, been hating on this chick for the longest. This is where she's wrong at, though. She gonna still be pissed because Mel foot gonna stay on her neck. Mel gonna still continue to outshine her, as she's already shown us, because even though she's going through this with her husband, number one, Mel ain't gonna have no problem bouncing back with a man, a better man, when she wants to and when she ready. While Tish gonna turn around and be hating again once she see that Mel life ain't falling apart the way that she wish and hope for it to. Mel gonna continue to succeed in business. Mel continuing to look good, and Mel ain't letting it hold her down. So Tish gonna turn around and be mad and pissed again. That smile ain't gonna be on her face for too long once she see the full picture, which is Mel ain't studying you, Martel, Ariane, or none of that crap. And you need to be worried about your own chickens coming home to roost, because that same judgment and joy that you got in someone else's situation, you're gonna be met with that same thing. Let's see how that pans out for you when these chickens come home to roost. The other thing is, I believe Mel will not be coming back next season. And Martel, the part of the reason why is because Martel, they're introducing this side chick who I guess will be coming on to the show. That's why they had her on a phone call this episode. But to me, she's just overall idiot, especially to come on the show. Because number one, now you about to have a larger demographic of people who gonna know exactly who you is and how you look, and they gonna come after your ass on this television show. You gonna make yourself look dumb and stupid because I've heard you speak and what you had to say. You think what you have done and what you're doing is cute. You think that you really doing something, that you won a prize. So we know that you already dumb and stupid. You, when she speaks, this Ariane chick sounds dumb and stupid. So that's just gonna be on full display for the public to see when you come on the show. And then you gotta look at the fact these other wives, they're wives. Wives, as Beyonce said, feel is death to side chicks. As Wendy said, we don't like side chicks over here. So you're gonna go on that show, and these wives are not gonna give you the time of day. You're gonna be ostracized. You're gonna be ridiculed. And that's if Martel even really puts you in view and in company of them, because he's already embarrassed by you. So if you come on this show, not only is you gonna be ready to run off that show from your reception, he is going to kick you off that show because he's going to be so embarrassed by you, because you're going to embarrass him even more, because you do not compare to a Melanie, and even minus you not comparing to her, you standing on your own, you have nothing of substance about you. You are very ignorant. You're very desperate and insecure. You have low self-esteem and morals. And it's just sad. So we're gonna see how that pan out, you being on that show, and how that's gonna look. I'm hoping that Melanie will get a spinoff. Like, okay, she leave this show and still collect a check, hopefully, since she an executive producer of it. And she goes and do a spinoff with just her and her children. Melanie takes single life by storm, or single parenthood by storm, or whatever. And it shows her just continuing to raise her children, continue to grow her businesses and whatever other, activities that she's involved in, as well as her dating. I would love to see that. And Destiny could come on as a little sidekick, best friend of the show. So that would be nice. I would love that. And her brother, I think he would probably on a spinoff would be a shining star, like, could come out as a real shining star. So that would be dope to me. Give Melanie a spinoff. Move into Atlanta if she can, with her brother, and her shaking and moving and doing her thing as a newly single divorcee. Carlos King, get on it. Give that girl a spinoff. Thanks. Y'all give me y'all opinions down in the comments.